I was setting up the merch table, and Grace sort of went, "There's a guy over there in one of our t-shirts," and I was like, "What? Huh?" Turned around and he'd come down from, I think he lives near Manchester, but he'd come down to see us. So that was quite surreal,
awesome.
but one of those moments where you kind of realise that you're making people like your music. And
episode. It's the last episode of the week. Episode 3 of Go Live now, so we're getting somewhere with them, slowly but surely. But looking forward to today's one. It's a band I have not seen in about 2 years, and it's great. It's great to finally talk to them again. I mean, we had Smoke Over Elsewhere, probably about 2 years now. I think it's about 2 years that we had them on. So. Move everything about. Hey, long time no see.
indeed, it has been. How are you?
I'm good. We're getting places. We're getting
Good,
places.
man. Good.
How are you? How are you? It's been. I genuinely am convinced it's probably been about 2 years
I think it has
since we
been
did our
two
last
years. It's been
episode.
a long time. Yeah, I'm all right. It's been a time.
Good to hear. So, how's everything with the band and everything? What's going on?
Good.
What's
Yeah,
going
it was.
on?
Unfortunately, obviously, the old lineup sort of disbanded and
Oh, fair enough.
went on a bit of a hiatus, and I had a bit of sort of time with my own mental health and stuff, and was
Yeah.
debating whether or not to just kind of hang up the boots and the hat and
Yeah.
mosey on down that road. But
You kept it
yeah,
going. You kept it thriving. You kept it up in the air, and here you are
you
back.
know what, it was kind of, I've gone back to university this year to finish off, and kind of
Okay.
realizing that I was going to have to do some bits, and I was like, well, I'm gonna kind of have to at least do it for this year. And I was like, what's the point in just doing it again for a year? I might as
Exactly.
well kick things off
Keep it
properly.
going.
And yeah, here we are,
Keep it going.
with a lot of work to do, and a lot of shows ready to go for this year though. So lots of stuff going on. We've got some more releases set when I finish filming music videos, and
Fair
you
play.
know.
Fair play. Well, honestly, it is like deja vu. It feels like we had you here like 2 years. We had you here 2 years ago. It feels like complete deja vu, especially with me and Riley are obviously on different shows now. We're
Yeah.
recording differently, but it's great to have you on as usual. So. Well, I've got not the same line of questions, but I've got a set load of questions.
Yeah,
And
cool.
we'll just go through, have a chat, have a waffle, have fun.
Yeah, nice.
So to kick it all off, what bands or artists would you say inspired you to start Smoke Over Elsewhere?
I think sort of looking all the way back when it was, I found Cadillac 3 over COVID, and that kind of kick-started my kind of writing and sort of inspiration, as I've been kind of dabbling and looking around at stuff, and
Yeah.
that just kind of made everything I'd been playing with click. It's like maracas, but it was sort of a combination with that and a lot of other stuff that I'd been listening to for years, and kind of coming to the logical conclusion of I need to stop trying to, because for a long time I'd been like, oh, I'm going to be in a metal band in some way, shape or form, and
Yeah.
it seemed like the logical path to take, which it probably was, to be honest. I was probably writing some more breakdowns, but but it was one of them where I kind of looked at a lot of music I was listening to and just kind of went, well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At least I can have some fun. And
Experimental, isn't it?
so far, touch wood, it's all working for now.
That's what I like to hear.
Touch wood in every way, shape, and form.
That is exactly what I like to hear, that it's working.
Yeah, I mean, it's with the new lineup as well. Like the new bass player Grace is also my partner, so
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to sort of have her there to either kick me up the arse when I need to sort of get on with stuff, but
And some
also
of the support as well.
yeah, it's that side of it with being able to say like you need to take a break, you need to chill out and just
Yeah.
because I'm quite guilty of spending hours and hours just emailing and looking for like venues and stuff like that, and it can as much as it is just scrolling through like Facebook, Instagram, Google
Oh yeah, I do.
Maps to find places.
I'm exactly like you. I am. I wouldn't say I'm a workaholic. I just like for this podcast, I like put my heart out into it. It's at the end of the day, it's my passion project. That's why I kind of splintered off and started to do my own kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like God, I love Riley, but I feel like I was getting a bit overshadowed. If you get what I mean.
yeah,
Like
no, he's
in every episode, it was him it was him talking. I feel like I didn't really get a say in anything.
yeah, he's quite a big character. Like, is he
Yeah,
like?
he's
Do you know what? He needs a sitcom.
yeah. We've been. I mean, that's well, he's trying to expand the podcast YouTube channel into like a rather than just a podcast, just expand it into like a fucking big universe kind of thing.
Yeah, doing. To be fair, I've been kind of doing that myself, like looking at YouTube
Oh,
and
fair enough.
stuff, because well, I like making videos. I've got like
Yeah.
some little gimbals and like the room I'm in now. I kind of shifted a load of stuff around in the house, so I've got some like photo lights and stuff like that. So
Oh,
it's
fair enough.
like the music video we released was filmed in this bedroom, so
Oh wow.
it's just allowing to like it's only some black sheets and some like them like TikTok shop corner lights
Yeah.
and just some basic stuff, but it's
Easy. It's easy.
well it visually looks great, and when you color correct it and stuff, it looks 10 times better. So
Yeah.
it's made for videos being a bit easier, and then again, wonderful partner Grace also has a car, so driving around and going to
Easy.
strange little places to film stuff is now possible.
Oh, fair play. Fair play. So, have you got any music coming out soon
Well, we
that I
released
can
a
get my grubby
remastered
little
rock and
hands
roll
on?
woman. Say that again.
And I was about to say, have you got any like new music coming out that I can get my grubby little hands on?
Well, we've got well at the moment there's 8 tracks sort of sat in a
Nice.
little. Well, I say pot, just sat on a hard drive, kind of waiting to be mixed. There's my wonderful studio gremlin is currently sort of finishing his dissertation, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of I've pulled off cracking the whip so he can finish off his university stuff, and then once he's
Fair
done that,
enough.
I'll push the boot down again and get him.
Fair play. I mean, a lot of our people that we work with are either just workaholics or they're in uni. So
Yeah,
we've kind of got the same crowd.
well, I've found like just because I've been doing music performance at Confetti in Nottingham, and
Yeah.
as much as like the facilities are amazing, we rehearse for free. We've got like studios we can use for free,
Oh,
and
nice.
our drummer's also there for another year, so that can continue, which is
Nice
always
one.
good. But it's a great place, and as much as it's geared a lot more towards like the indie musicians, I find, but I think with it being like a college university, it's a bit easier for them to kind of get like
Yeah.
the family friendly festivals that want like the little indie bands and stuff like that.
I'll get you.
Although saying that, like some of the like sort of bits and bobs that they do offer, it, as weird as it is, we're doing a battle of the bands for
Oh, cool.
it's Rudfest in Nottingham. It's like a beer festival,
Oh, nice
which
one.
is great, yeah.
Can't complain about beer.
But it's weird because it's like the smallest little village. They have like this little beer festival that happens, but they've got all the bands on this battle of the bands have got like some free drinks, food, so they're taking really good care of us. And
Nice.
initially we turned up to do like the so I say first round, but it was essentially just the guy wanted to see who he was picking and make sure
Yeah.
they were appropriate. And we turned up, and it was at this like little pub in this village, and my pedal board's got quite a bit bigger, so I've got like a fridge almost that I take everywhere now.
Jesus.
So we're like walking into this like little pub, and it's like they have like their sort of monthly open mic, and the guy was using that to, you know, like kind of vet the bands.
They didn't really have much space there, did you?
Yeah, it was a bit awkward to go in and play our set for like the people sat in the pub, but then everyone kind of enjoyed it. So I'm quite looking forward to see what happens, and hopefully we win it, because there's 300 quid on the line, and
I'll bang him.
Yeah, it's we're potentially going over to Ireland in the summer, so that'd cover the ferry costs. And
perfect.
Yeah, because that's the only thing. Like, it's about 340 quid-ish for the three of us in the car over to Ireland, so it's not too bad. But when you look at the Channel Tunnel, 70 quid each to go to France, it's it's one of them. But going over to Ireland's a great thing to do. If we can go over there, even if it's just for a show, like, it'll, I suppose, you know, one off the list, isn't it? Like,
yeah, exactly.
And it'll be, well, touch wood, all that goes to plan. We'll be doing a full UK tour. We'll be going Scotland, Wales, Ireland, into.
I was going to pick up on that, because I remember you posted fucking ages ago about get some dates.
Yeah, it's.
I still need to send you over those load of bands as well, because I had fucking list of bands for London for you.
Well, we've got like London, we've got booked now. We've got
all right.
Oh God, this is where I need my notes app and laptop in front of me, because I can't remember who it is. I think it's. Is it Circus 66 or something like that?
I know them. They're fucking wicked.
I've been looking at so many bands, I can't remember who's on what.
They are lovely as fuck.
On there with us, and then we've got a band called Face Tigers. It was one of them. The guy messaged me on Facebook when I put a post up, and like I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll check the music out." And they're like really sort of like a bit ska influenced, but like a bit heavier on the punk side. And I kind of listened to the music, and I was like, "Do you know what? I don't care. Like, you guys, why not? Are great, so I'm booking you."
Wicked.
Yeah, they're a great band, so it'll be really cool. We've also got Nottingham locals and friends of ours, Death Warmed Up. They're coming down to
nice.
I can't remember the lineup of it, but they're playing as well.
They're playing, definitely.
Yeah, they're there. But yeah, we've got everywhere from London to Norwich, Edinburgh, Wales. I'm still emailing venues and still emailing promoters, and I'm about 85%.
I'm going to say this about Norwich. I know someone that could possibly link you up with the Brickmakers.
Oh, no way. That'd be cool.
Fucking perfect. I was over there on Sunday because we was interviewing over at Rocks Off.
Oh,
which is held there every year. We were lucky enough to be set up in the B2, which is like the secondary one.
Oh, nice.
And a fucking banging venue. And it genuinely, I reckon that would be perfect for you lot.
Yeah, no, it'd be a nice one to do. We're at the, I think it's called the Reindeer or something. It was like one of the little like sort of pub-sized venues got in touch with us, and they like it works really well because we've not been to Norwich before, and they do like just free entry. It's sort of like the Tap and Tumble in Nottingham. So like free entry, get people in, and that's what we're trying to do as much of on this tour. Like, we've been quite lucky that a lot of the opportunities that have popped up and venues that we're working with, and I have to give them credit for this because they're paying us and it's free entry.
Oh, that's fair fucking play to it.
Like, I can't complain at that at all. But it's,
to be fair, you'd sit there and think they're probably doing that because they'll get money because of alcohol.
Well, yeah, that's like, but honestly, the amount of times we've been to like the little venues in the small towns that are just trying to get bands in and trying to get people in, and they've had bands on, they're paying us and everything, and they've got like the 10 locals in, but them 10 locals are drinking about 10 pints a minute, so it works perfectly. Oh, sorry, I've got emails popping up at the top of my screen already.
I can't see them, so
honestly, it's just my phone just kind of crashes every now and again because I've got like just stuff popping up all the time, and I'm really
Half
bad
the
for
time.
ignoring notifications and.
I do it half the time as well.
Well, I've just got an Xbox Series S, so I'm kind of delving back into gaming a bit more at the minute, and that doesn't help.
Oh, I'm on PlayStation 5 now. I've converted.
See, I wanted to play like Starfield and stuff, and a lot of that's just
Yeah.
on the Game Pass, so I just went with that. And I've been playing
Okay.
that new Fall as well. I've only played about an hour of it, but it's really good.
Never heard of that, but I
It's
will look into it.
it's sort of like a Fallout, but set in the Lake
Oh,
District.
oh, that sounds cool.
Because do you know about the? I can't remember what it's called, but there was like a bit of a nuclear almost disaster up in the Lake District, and like that.
I didn't know about that, but that sounds
It was
cool.
like very very early on, like
Oh,
sort
is
of
that the
like
game that people are saying is like Fallout, but in the UK, or is that an actual
yeah
game?
that's that yeah.
It's that game.
Yeah, it's based on I can't remember what it's called, but it was an actual thing that happened, and they've sort of
Okay.
gone, okay, well, nothing bad happened, but what would happen if something bad did happen?
If it happened, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Starfield as well because
Nice.
as we discussed last time, there's lots of Bethesda influence in my life, and I not having a console for so long, I've been seeing these games come out, and I'm just like, oh, that was good. And then like the Xbox arrived, and I was just like, right, download.
I mean, that's what I was like. I think when the first Spider-Man game came out for PlayStation, that's what got me wanting to play PlayStation. The fact that obviously I'm a big Marvel fanatic, so like all my fucking games on my PlayStation at the moment are just Spider-Man, Avengers, Spider-Man.
I've not played the Avengers game. That was one that like popped up that I had to look at, but I've still not
I
played it.
bought that on pre-order. I bought that for release, and in all honesty, as much as people shat on it to the point of where it got completely ripped off of everywhere, probably about I think 1 or 2 years ago it happened that they just completely ripped that game out of existence. I actually fucking rated it. I thought it was a fucking amazing game.
I think you get a lot of that though, especially in like the gaming communities where something just isn't what people expect and it gets ripped like quite
Yeah,
hard.
it's like
Speaking of games that
what
have been
was
ripped quite hard, I've been wanting to check out Cyberpunk as well. That's on my list of things
I
to have a
tried it.
go at.
I couldn't get on it at all.
I need to have a go. I'm big into my RPGs and like my open world stuff. So it's for me
Yeah,
when I get the chance to sit and really put like a couple of days into a game, it's I have to pick and choose because I've,
yeah.
I've also got a 6-month-old puppy that's just come into the house, but
Fuck it out.
she's a staffy crossed with a husky, so she's a
Oh, that's
big dog.
fucking adorable.
Yeah, she's great, but she's taking up quite a bit of my time at the moment. But it's kind of yeah, we decided to take a couple of weeks off after because we did Cambridge, Stockport, and Nottingham,
Yeah.
and it was really cool to do like a couple of gigs over like a weekend again. But oh wow, you forget how much it takes it out of you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
I mean,
it's been nice to have a bit of a break.
I'm not speaking from experience, but obviously with us not going and interviewing at festivals now, I kind of get what you mean. I mean, it took me fucking so long to get back from Norwich on Monday. I was so just genuinely tired.
Yeah, no, Norfolk's one of them places where if you're not sort of on your way there, you're not going to go there. So it's a bit of
Exactly.
an awkward one to get to, but it's. Do you know what? I'd recommend just Norfolk as a whole. It's a beautiful bit of the
Yeah,
country.
it is lovely. I've been there a lot of times before, and it is absolutely lovely there.
Well, I think that's the good it's the best thing about having a car with the band because
Yeah.
when sort of time allows to, we like to leave as early as we can and sort of do a bit of touristing on the way.
Fair play.
But it's sort of going back to that YouTube sort of tangent. It's one of the sort of ideas we've got to just make sort of like
Yeah.
vlog of the days and sort
Why
of things
not?
like
Well,
that too.
what I always say is try and get as much content out of one thing as you can.
Yeah, it's exactly our thought because I mean, with us having the tour planned, I'm kind of aiming to get enough content to do like at least like 1 or 2 YouTube videos a week, and
Yeah.
you know, kind of push a lot with the vloggy stuff. And I don't know, like I've been sort of delving into the YouTube depths of sort of like the YouTube scene and like the vlogging and sort of what people are doing, and I found like I've ended up watching like loads of Sidemen videos over like the last year.
Oh, they're not the easiest things to watch though.
Oh, honestly,
That's
like
why I watch them.
it's that sort of thing, and like a lot of like the sort of splinter YouTubers from them with the sort of like road trips and the sort of like challenge videos and stuff, and
they're like so easy to watch. Like you can fall asleep watching them. That's why I watch them.
yeah, exactly. It's like that sort of thing. It's just getting the formula right to get the long form content out of it, because if you can, like, I've credit to any of them creators, because if you can keep it going for hours on end and days on end, it's commendable. But it's, I suppose it's finding that balance between being a character and sort of still being yourself and it being entertaining. Yeah, I guess it's the Mr. Beast side of it, or the dialed down, relaxed side of it.
Yeah, I see that.
But I definitely am not going to be doing like 20-minute, like, we're here, now we're here, now we're here.
24 hours on an island.
Oh, it's like, to be fair, I've done a lot of like research into the analytics of YouTube and how it's kind of working while I've been looking at this sort of stuff, and it's mental. Like TikTok's really easy. You post loads and you tag the right things and you'll get the views. But like YouTube, if you've not got the right thumbnail, then they won't push it up because it doesn't like match what they think is the right thing. And it's sort of exactly how Riley to TV, isn't it? Like
that is exactly how Riley talks as well. But the one thing with Riley is he makes his thumbnails so shit. That's why between me and you, I've got our editor to go through and just make a load of replacement ones and make them look better.
Like, I think thumbnails are like, you can go down one or two paths, and I think the natural thumbnails are really good. Yeah. But I think the kind of overly edited ones that a lot of the YouTubers use, where they've got like the face and all that sort of stuff. Riley for ya. Like that sort of thing is cringy and sort of horrible it is to think about sitting there and doing those things. It's those really cringy, awkward things that seems to make people want to watch videos. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Riley's like a media shit. I'll keep going back to Riley. It's to the point where we had a bit of a, I wouldn't say falling out, but we had a bit of a disagreement about the thumbnails back last week. And it's genuinely because he's put so much childish stuff on it, and I don't know why. Like, we're both adults at the end of the day. We're trying to get this like out there to like rock, metal, and punk, and he's putting shit like fucking Sonic and shit on the fucking thumbnail for no. Yeah, it's probably a topic in the episode, but you don't need to put it in on the thumbnail.
No, yeah, it's so just YouTube's it's a completely different world than any other type of social media. Yeah. And it's I'm hoping that I can kind of find my little way in, but
yeah,
it's difficult. I've been watching a lot of like Max Fosh videos as well, because I really like his like the way he sets his videos out and like the structure of all of his videos. But it's I'm trying to find my way of doing it without like sort of nicking someone's structure to a video.
No, okay, I'll get you there. I'll get you.
Because as much as I think YouTube is a game of essentially nicking someone else's idea and expanding on it, I'd like to pick the bits that I like from a lot of YouTubers and get my sugar spice and everything nice and make my power.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's been interesting.
Yeah, I was about to say, we need to get back to these questions. We've only gone through like 2.
Oh, God, yeah, tangents.
That is exactly why we called ourselves uncentered, because we never focus on one central thing.
Ah, well, you know, it's all fun.
Back to it, what have been some of your favourite venues or like fests or like events that you've played over the time being Smoke Over Elsewhere. I thought that was a little
I
while, man.
think like
That is.
over the like whole time of sort of running Smoke Over Elsewhere as a band, do you know what? I don't think there's a part of the country I've not been to yet, except actually the east side, like Norwich and stuff, and that's the bit that I've not really touched yet. But
Well, there we go.
I think as far as like the core sort of venues we've played go, 6-6 in Cambridge is one of my favourite places. I absolutely love that place. It's just like from the stage to the like green room that they offer the artists, even like the parking's not the best, but there's enough there to go around, which is the good bit.
Okay.
We've recently went to Holy Diver in Stockport, which is quite a new one. But oh wow, it's a venue.
How
And
much
it's
Dio do
worth
they
going
play?
to have a look at.
How much Dio do they play over the on the
Not that much when we were
speakers?
there actually, but they've got like a big Aussie mural on the wall at the back.
Oh wow.
The stage itself it looks sort of like castle walls, and they've got like a sort of door at the back that doesn't really go anywhere. It just looks cool. But their green room is essentially the whole second floor.
Oh wow.
So there was like sofas for us to chill on. There was like a little kitchen area that was.
Oh nice.
I think they can open it as a bar as well by the looks of it, but it's just one of their rooms they're not using. But it was like sort of to turn up there because Grace is also from Stockport. She was like raised about 20 minutes away from the venue, so
easy.
she was really looking forward to going back and like sort of pulling up to it. She was like, "That like where the hell has this popped up from?" Because it's just like when you play in the whole of Stockport can probably hear you. Because it's just on a corner. It must be like an old M&S or something like that. Maybe. But they've got the space, and oh wow, they know how to use it.
They've just appeared out of nowhere. It's like
I think Stockport's such a weird little place as well because there's quite a few little venues, but there's nothing like to that sort of caliber there. And then obviously you go over to Manchester and there's a professional venue on every other corner.
Yeah.
But it's Stockport's a weird one. It's a really nice town, and like sort of everyone we met was really nice. People seem to like us there, so hopefully we'll be going back.
Fair play. At least you're getting a following in all these different little cities.
It's like I have to give it to one guy in particular, Ryan. He like sort of came to see us a couple of times over the last couple of years, and then the first show back at the Sal, I was setting up the merch table, and Grace sort of went, "There's a guy over there in one of our t-shirts," and I was like, "What? Huh?" Turned around and he'd come down from I think he lives near Manchester, but he'd come down to see us, so that was quite surreal. Awesome. But one of those moments where you kind of realise that you're making people like your music. And
I get the exact feeling that you got with that with the Wicked Jackals. So their bassist is a dear friend of mine. I think when we first started off, I think it was our first year of like being the podcast, we'd started getting t-shirts made with the old logo, like the old logo.
Yeah.
And obviously we did like the photo shoot, and then we invited the Wicked Jackals to do it as well. And we got them t-shirts done. And I think that was probably about a year ago. To this day, I've seen him wear that t-shirt that he has cut into a vest every time I've seen him. Not on purpose, purely because he's said it's an easy fit, it feels really nice, and it's one of his favourite t-shirts.
I mean, it's like, see, I was actually having a discussion about like just comfortable shirts to like wear when playing live and stuff like that. With Grace, the same sort of selection of 5 t-shirts, whereas for her it's like got makeup to do and hair and all that stuff, and the difference in her thinking about it is just mad. And obviously never sort of, I don't think I've ever been in a band with a girl, to be honest, and just over the years it's always ended up as like 4 or 5 lads sort of crammed into a sweaty smelling room. But it's quite interesting to kind of understand the thought process on it, and I guess I can be guilty of overthinking things sometimes with like sort of the bigger shows. I might think, should I wear a band shirt or should I wear something a bit more subtle? And
99% of my fucking wardrobe is just band shirts now.
yeah, that's kind of the issue. It's one of them, like every time I go to get ready for a gig, I'm like, band shirt or no band shirt? Well, I don't have the
band shirt. 99% of my fucking like band shirts are black as well. Like, funny enough, black band shirt. I think my 1%.
What's his name? The cigar guy on TikTok and Instagram Reels. I think his name's like Matt Bacon or something. But he does like music industry advice. So I've been following him for a while because it's only like little shorts, but it's all relatively good, like little snippets of advice. Okay. And I saw one the other day, and he was saying that we are in the black T-shirt selling game.
Yeah,
it's not the music industry; it's the black T-shirt selling industry. And it's 9 times out of 10, bands will sell black T-shirts more than anything else. And as much as I'd love to have some really nice white ones with colourful stuff on, and
I've got like the occasional white one with a really nice print on it, and then out of nowhere I've got a green tie-dye one, which is fucking wicked from an Aussie band that I really, really like.
I think I think the only white ones I've got is I've got a white Post Malone shirt and a white Guns N' Roses shirt.
Fair play.
Yeah, I went into Primark the other week and spotted that they had like Morgan Wallen shirts and like Post Malone stuff, and I was like, this is country as hell, I'm getting this.
Why not?
Yeah, it's all like country stuff, and if Primark are selling it, it's within my price range to get a couple of new t-shirts.
Easy. Who doesn't love a Primark?
Well, it's one of them I find like ordering from like a band's website now or going to a show and buying a t-shirt. It's I've almost got to take out a mortgage just to get a bit of merch.
Oh no, I get you.
And it's I think
you get a t-shirt for £8 in fucking Primark.
Well, I was talking to my dad about this actually, and he was saying that one of his Monsters of Rock shirts was £1.
Wow.
Like just dirt cheap because they were just selling t-shirts. But
I might just walk into Primark and just give them a load of our t-shirts and say, "Can you sell these? £12. Give us the money back, please."
But no, it seems to be the game of the merch is doubled over the years, and I think the first gig I went to at Rock City, I think I got a t-shirt for like 15-20 quid.
All right.
And nowadays you're lucky to get a bandana for 15-20 quid.
Yeah. There are a couple of bands that are kind of supporting it and making a lot of stuff cheaper, which is nice.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that there's a lot of, like, I guess a lot of the bands in sort of, I guess, our level of the scene where I guess you're not having to speak to 16 people just to set up one interview, and we're not in that level of the world yet.
That is true.
But it's I think like sort of in our level of the industry, there's a lot of people that want to make people give people the ability to go and buy a shirt and buy a CD.
Yeah, exactly.
Still be able to get a pint at the show.
Exactly. I think like the last couple of bands that I've actually seen live have been up and comers, and they've had t-shirts on sale for about a tenner.
Yeah, no, we've got
if I can play to them.
Like we've got ours that sit roughly at a tenner, and if it's an exceptionally like nice gig, or I'm sort of in the process of looking at ordering some more. But we've done it before where like just for like one out of the odd gig, we'll do like one select t-shirt for like £5 for the night.
Oh, easy.
And it's like the couple of times we've done it, they just fly away. It's nice to be able to do it because I think we only take about, I think it works out as we lose about 20p a shirt or something when we sell them for a £5.
Yeah.
But to sell loads of them rather than like the one or two, it's kind of worth the like couple of quid loss. But it's
I did want to get an opinion on something. So I'm currently looking into merch. Obviously we've got stuff like t-shirts, we've got badges, we've got stickers and shit. I had an idea and I've just not put it out to anyone yet. I was thinking, as much as we're a podcast, we're obviously predominantly music related.
Yeah.
Would it be a good idea for us to have like sell guitar picks for some reason?
Yeah, to be fair, like anything like that's pretty good.
People like collecting them,
Well,
but
we've started using I think, Dan's guitar store, like his picks.
all right.
And it was, I can't remember his name. Is it Aaron from These Wicked Rivers?
All right. Yeah.
I've got him on Facebook and I saw him posted about them. I was like, oh, I'll check those out. Because I like,
Nice.
as much as, I like the Dunlop picks and stuff, I was like, I want to find like a brand that I can kind of champion a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's, like, I can't fault Vintage Guitars for one. Like, they've been amazingly friendly and you know, collaborating on posts, sharing stuff that we're posting and things like that. We did a podcast of theirs, it's like the Vintage Legends or something, and that was literally just talking about the guitars that we like. And
oh, that's wicked.
Yeah, it was really cool, and hopefully as things start to progress we'll be able to work with them a bit more, because as much as my like Telecaster was, it was about 300-400 quid, like, so very sort of budget end guitar. It's one of the nicest things I've ever played, and the relicking on it is absolutely spectacular for that, like especially for the price point. And the bass that Grace plays is, I think it's from 2002.
Oh,
and it's one of their, we like to call it the vintage.
nice.
But we picked it up off a guy called Steve. We drove down to Wrexham to pick it up. And
wow, that is.
Do you know, to say it's like, what, over 20 years old now, it's one of the nicest basses. And the pickup on it just sings. So I have to give them credit for that, because, I mean, it's
fucking great.
Sat in a guy's living room for 20 years and it's still, like, factory perfect. So, but then I found, Dan's guitar store and his picks, and they are just really good quality. So if you can find a way of getting some really nice quality picks made, then you'd probably have quite a few artists coming back to you for it.
Nice one.
But I mean, as far as like merch goes, we've recently set up a Shopify and like sort of started doing all that, just because as much as like having the merch to sell at shows is great, I found like when we've had the online store previously with like the 1 or 2 orders that come through, it's kind of a pain in the arse when they come through and you're like, one came through and I was away for the weekend, and on like our Bandcamp I'd promised I'd ship it the day it was like ordered.
Yeah.
And I'm there like on holiday, like, oh, probably shouldn't.
I'll follow.
Put a note on there, like,
unless I'm on holiday.
But as much as the YouTubers sort of go on about Shopify and it being amazing, I do have to say it is really good. I spent probably about 3 days sort of editing and trying to get it right. But I mean, if I can build a website with it, then anyone can. To be fair, probably trying to build a better website than the one I've built. But
fair play.
But it's,
you haven't seen ours yet. Ours is in absolute fucking tatters.
Well, my thought on it is it kind of gives the opportunity to, as much as the merch has got to be, I think it's like 12 quid or something for a t-shirt instead of 10 quid. But it's kind of, that's with us doing free shipping across all orders and stuff like that as well. So just to be able to give as much back to people that are wanting to support us financially. So and it also means we can do shite load of merch. Like we can do drops for everything, and and it doesn't cost an absolute arm and a leg to get it all printed and essentially carry it around to gigs all the time. And as much as I love having the merch at gigs, it does become a little bit awkward when it's just 3 of us and, someone's got to watch the merch and do this, that, and the other.
That's why we've got a merch goal now for whenever we do merch.
I mean, if someone wants to offer to, I don't know, stand on a skateboard with a rope behind the car and do merch.
Why not? Why not?
We might be able to offer a seat. It depends how much stuff we've got to take.
Why not? Right. So, if Smoke Over Elsewhere could have a mascot, but it has to be an inanimate object, what would it be?
Oh,
I feel like this was asked on the last time you came on.
I think it was, and if I remember correctly, I think that we had a good joke about an answer I thought about, but do you know what? I think it would probably have to be like, it'd probably have to be something like an ashtray, or maybe like a giant cigarette, or
Why not?
Let smoke go over elsewhere.
Exactly.
Do you know what, that joke has come up so much in the last couple of weeks, where it's been like, we were at a pub yesterday actually with Grace's two aunts, just having some fish and chips, sitting in the Peak District, enjoying the day.
Why not?
And as much as we're sat outside with the dog and everything, we don't like to smoke at the seats because people eat, and what I mean. As much as we can, it's not really polite, and
Exactly. I'll get that.
as much as we smoke, we don't like people smoking when we're eating. So we like stepped over towards the car just to have a cig, and the joke came up again that we're going to go smoke over elsewhere, and just like it keeps popping up in places recently, and it's been quite fun to pick fun at the band a bit more. Like, as much as the last lineup weren't the most serious bunch of people, it's been quite nice to kind of step away from that to our new drummer Jake as well. He's very kind of into wanting to do the band and kind of wanting to make it something. And as much as the guys I had previously were kind of on board with it going wherever it was going to go, it was sort of, they were in for the ride. They didn't really want to pedal the bike as well.
Yeah, it's got to be like a whole team effort at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, as much as most bands are secretly someone's solo project, but it's I think when everyone's got the effort for it, even if one person is booking everything and planning things and doing everything, it makes it 10 times easier that the people are just backing you on it. I found with the not to be a bitch or anything, but I found with like the last lineup that a lot of the stuff that I plan, I'd be like, right, we're going to go do this, 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 and this. Everyone would be like, okay, yeah. Then we'd get there to do it, and they'd be like, oh, no, I didn't know. Oh, what? No, I don't really like that idea. Why don't we do it? And I'm like, well, we could have done this a week ago and done it.
Exactly.
But it's, I've found sort of over the years of being Smoke Over Elsewhere that it's, the people can be as dedicated as they want to be, but it doesn't work unless they're willing to keep up that dedication and actually take the sacrifices that come with it.
Exactly.
And like, I've had a lot of people over the years where it's been like, oh, how much we're getting paid for shows, and it's like, oh, 50 quid. Oh, but that's like, only half a tank of fuel or whatever for me. And it's like, yeah, we're taking a hit, but if we can play to 6 people really like music, it's, to me, each one of them 6 people is worth 20 quid. Like, because overall, if they follow us on one social media or, buy a t-shirt or, definitely when they buy a t-shirt, but, that, as much as I hate the phrase playing for exposure, sometimes you really do just have to go along and, there might be one guy in the back of the room with a pint nodding his head to you while you're playing. Or there might be 30 people in there absolutely trashed having the best night of their life.
Exactly.
9 times out of 10, you're going to remember the gig where there's been one guy in the room really enjoying himself.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, for us, I think it was the Hive in Rotherham. We got booked to play there. They paid us brilliantly, but we only played to Greg. And Greg was great.
Oh, why?
Greg loved the music.
But Greg sounds like an absolute legend.
But yeah, it was one of them, like, we gave him a free t-shirt because he stuck around for the whole set, even though he didn't have to, And that kind of, he's the only guy in the room, and to say he stuck around for the whole set, that kind of means more than anything else.
Yeah. Fair play. I mean, fair play to Greg.
Yeah, he was a good lad, our Greg.
Have you heard back from our Greg yet?
I think he still follows us.
Somewhere.
Sort of in the break of kind of removing everything from social media and kind of reassessing, I think there was probably a chunk of people that like unfollowed, and then kind of the back end of last year, I've noticed that the follower numbers were going down, and that seemed to correlate to the people that were in the band at the time and their personal lives, and which was it's a bit shit when that happens, but it's kind of something that you have to accept in this modern age of, you know, your entire life is online. Whether you're on social media or not, someone will have posted about you or put a picture up of you somewhere. And unfortunately, you know, some people aren't the best of people with people, so end up with bad reputations, and that can damage things, which was kind of something that I noticed towards the end of it. And I think it was all to do with like egos starting to get a little bit big, and
I'll get you.
As much as, you know, things were going well and we were, you know, the tour that is now booked was booked at that point, it seemed to be a lot of like, oh yeah, we're going on tour, things are going really well, so I can be a bit more bigger in my boots.
Yeah, I'll get you there.
And, you know, it's as big as you are in your boots, as Woody said in Toy Story, there's a snake in my boot.
Who doesn't love a nice little Pixar quote?
Oh, you know, it's, you know, especially from the early cowboy in the movies.
So I think we're just gonna end it with this last fucking explosion of a fucking question here. So I decided to make this the ending question to every single one of my interviews at Rocks Off on Sunday. Nice. And it was the best thing I ever fucking did because everyone loved it. So, Reese, without further ado, you'll probably remember something similar to this question, but it's not the same as the OG question. So, Reese, what is your go-to meal deal?
Ooh, do you know recently I've been quite partial to a Tesco meal deal.
Oh,
I live across from a Tesco superstore. So,
easy.
Yeah, it's quite an easy thing to do. But they've got it's like a pulled beef from Red Leicester sandwich. It's got like an onion chutney sort of thing in it.
And I know what you mean.
I spotted it and I was like, do you know, I'll give that a try. And it's just like some of them sandwiches have far too much mayo in, or, you know, the balance is not quite there. There's just enough cheese, and if you get the right one, it's packed with the meat. Like, that's been my sandwich recently. Either that or the meatball marinara, but that's, you know, if I fancy something warm.
I've been looking for that for so fucking long. I can't find it anymore, and it really upsets me.
I'll tell you what, though, they have brought out a wrap recently I've been wanting to try. I think it's like a chicken doner kebab or something like that.
All right.
But it had I noticed it had like some like slaw in it and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what, I might.
Can't do it.
See, if it's like got the mayo in with the slaw, I can't do it. But if it's just straight pickled slaw, I can do it.
Ooh.
So it's one of them. I've been looking at trying that, but then it's road choice for some people. But it's got to be a prawn cocktail crisp. It's
mine prawn cocktail. I actually rate prawn cocktail.
Do you know what, the Tesco Finest, like the like share bag prawn cocktail, it is the strongest flavour prawn cocktail I've ever had. Like, to the point it's almost spicy.
Yeah.
And then I think for a drink, I'm a bit of a basic white girl, and I go for like the caramel Starbucks macchiato thing.
Fair play.
You know, but you got to have your iced coffee. It's awful, honestly. It's
right.
When it comes to coffee in this band, like Grace will have like an iced Americano or something. Jake drinks black coffee, and then I'm there with like my frappuccino with like an extra shot of caramel. And I'm a basic white girl when it comes to coffee.
Amazing. Well, Reese, thank you so much for coming on today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It was lovely catching up.
It's absolutely fucking amazing the fact that we can get you back on for another episode.
And we're always around.
Why not?
So are you going to be like my version of the Billie Eilish, was it Vogue or Vanity Fair, where she's done one like every year?
Maybe. You never know.
To be fair, it'd be an interesting one to do.
Catch up yearly.
Well, it'd be funny to see how it went, because it'd either go up and really good, or I'd be here in 40 years' time in the same room going, yeah, we're still playing in Stockport.
That's true. Greg's still coming to our shows.
I mean, to be fair, like, to end on a positive note. If I am still doing that in 40 years, do you know, if I wasn't
Fair fucking play.
well, in the words of Luke Combs, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not good at anything else, basically.
On that note, Rich, thank you
Cheers,
so
man.
much for
Thanks a
coming
lot.
on. Thank you so much
It
for
was lovely
coming
chatting
on.
to you, man. See you later.
Yeah, definitely. See you
Have a good
later.
one.